Welcome to the studios of WCMU Public Media. This time, a first-round game between Charlevoix and Roscommon. That's coming up next.
Support for Quiz Central is provided by the CMU Bookstore. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, maroon and gold memories, and an official outfitter of Adidas apparel at the Central Michigan University owned and operated CMU Bookstore. Online shopping 7 days a week at cmubookstore.com, on campus at the University Center, and game day locations at Kelly Short Stadium and the John G. Kulhalvi Event Center.
Hello again, everyone. I'm David Nicholas. Welcome to Quiz Central. This time, students from Charlevoix are taking on the team from Roscommon in a 16-team single elimination tournament. At the end of the season, 4 lucky Quiz Central seniors will receive a book scholarship provided by the CMU Bookstore. Plus, top teams from Quiz Central will qualify for the NAQT High School National Championship Tournament. And now let's get to our game for today. Our first round is the Maroon and Gold Rush. Teams will have 2 minutes to answer as many toss-up questions as you can. If a team misses a toss-up question, the opposing team has the opportunity to answer that question. Teams may not consult during this round. Throughout our game, correct answers are worth 10 points apiece, and there is no deduction for incorrect answers. All set, players? Good luck. Here comes your first question. What quantity is the cross product of displacement and force, names a type of wrench, is the rational analog of force?
Torque.
That is correct. In June 2024, what U.S. Surgeon General wrote a guest essay in the New York Times advocating for health warning labels on social media apps? Time. We'll toss up again for both teams. What creature who was captured and brought to Eurystheus as the last of Hercules' labors was a multi-headed dog that guarded the Greek underworld?
Cerberus.
That is correct. The sacred band, composed of 150 pairs of male lovers, were an elite military force of what Greek city-state that led?
Sparta.
That is incorrect. Charlevoix for the guess. I'll finish that question, excuse me. We're an elite military force of what Greek city-state that led the Boeotian League?
Trojan.
That is also incorrect. Back to the toss-ups. What prosecutor in the Scopes monkey trial, called the boy orator of the Platte, gave the Cross of Gold speech during his first presidential campaign? And we'll move on. Sorry, we're going to head to the next question. What author wrote about a judge named Lord Hategood who questions Mr. Envy at the trial of Faithful in an allegory titled The Pilgrim's Progress? All right, no answer there. We will move on. Toss up for both teams, and the bell signals the end. We are off to a start here. Charlevoix, you've got 20 points on the board. Roscommon currently at 0, but we've got a lot of game left to play. Let's go back over the questions that stumped folks today. The Surgeon General was Vivek Murthy, and also the sacred band composed of the 150 pairs is Thebes, and the prosecutor at the Scopes monkey trial, William Jennings Bryan, and the author that wrote about a judge named Lord Hategood, we were looking for John Bunyan. And with one round in our rear view mirror, let's take a moment, learn a little bit about our players, starting with our team today from Charlevoix.
Hi, I'm David D. I'm a senior at Charlevoix High School, and I'm in the varsity track and cross country team.
Hi, my name is Lena Seitzman-Reed. I'm a senior at Charlevoix High School, and I am a cellist in my orchestra, and I play varsity soccer.
Hello, my name is David Gray, and I'm a senior at Charlevoix High School. I enjoy playing on our football team and being at our school ski racing team.
Hi, my name is Matthew Jarima. I'm a senior at Charlevoix High School, and I enjoy playing varsity soccer and baseball.
Welcome again, Charlevoix. Great to have you here. Let's meet your opponents today. That's our team from Roscommon.
My name is Tristan. I'm a senior at Roscommon High School, and I participate in the jazz band, steel band, and at student council.
My name is Eva Goldman. I am a junior at Roscommon High School, and I'm in student council, and I help with math tutoring.
Hello, my name is Tanner. I'm a sophomore at Roscommon High School. I'm big on computer science, and I'm a proud member of the jazz band.
My name is Owen Barnes. I'm a senior at Roscommon High School, and I play basketball, baseball, and soccer.
And thank you, Roscommon. Thank you, students. Great to have you all here today. The next round on Quiz Central is the kickoff round. The kickoff round is a combination of toss-up and bonus questions. The team that correctly answers the toss-up question will get the opportunity to answer a single bonus question. Missed toss-up questions can be stolen, but there is no consulting on these questions. A correct toss-up question answer allows for a single follow-up bonus question. There's no stealing of bonus questions. However, teams can confer, and we'll take those answers from the captain. An incorrect bonus answer means we head back to a toss-up for both teams. Buzzers ready? Good luck. Here comes your first question. What region, which lies on the western end of the Kerch Bridge, is home to a Russian naval base of Sevastopol and is an occupied peninsula in Ukraine?
Crimea.
That is correct. Your bonus question. What poetic form, described as heroic when rhyming and in iambic pentameter, is found at the end of Shakespearean sonnets and has 2 lines?
Anything? I don't know.
No, I have no idea.
Answer?
Pass.
That's incorrect. All right. Toss up for both teams. Sorry, the answer we were looking for were couplets. The Shakespearean couplets. Back to a toss-up for both teams. The Analects contain the sayings of which thinker who stressed the importance of respecting one's parents by teaching filial piety?
Aristotle.
That is incorrect. Charlevoix, answer?
Socrates.
Nope, we were looking for Confucius was the thinker. What project overseen by General Leslie Groves culminated in the Trinity test in 1940?
Manhattan Project.
Again,
Manhattan Project.
that is correct. And your bonus question. Mr. Enfield claims there is something downright detestable about the appearance of what evil character who was created by Robert Louis Stevenson?
I do not know.
Oh, wait, that's...
You got it?
Answer?
No, I don't
No.
know.
The other half of Dr. Jekyll, we were looking for Mr.
Yep.
Hyde. Toss up for both teams. What general who led U.S. forces at the Battle of Cerro Gordo in 1847 and later ran for president as a Whig was nicknamed Old Fuss and Feathers?
McCarthy.
Incorrect. Charlevoix with a guess.
Roosevelt.
Well, the one we were looking for from 1847, you know him, you love him, Winfield Scott. Toss up for both teams. What man who, after planting a vineyard and getting drunk, is ridiculed by his son Ham, builds an ark to endure a massive flood in the book of Genesis?
Noah.
That is correct. All right, Roscommon, your bonus question. What comic whose stand-up specials include Baby Cobra and Hard Knock Wife played vengeful businesswoman Amy Lau in the Netflix miniseries Beef?
Okay, so a female stand-up.
I mean, it could be like Aquafina or
Schumer?
Amy Schumer would be my guess. Yeah.
Stand-up.
Let's do Amy Schumer.
Your answer?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer is incorrect. We were looking for Ali Wong, as the comedian.
I figured it was.
Toss up for both teams. What African country, which controls the Akosombo Dam at the southern end of Lake Volta, was once called the Gold Coast and is governed from Accra?
Ghana.
That is correct. And Charlevoix, your bonus question. The island of Surtsey was formed between 1963 and 1967 by the explosion of a volcano off the coast of what island country?
There's lots of island
Yeah,
countries.
there's a lot of them. Should we just go for
Answer?
a random one?
Yeah.
Okay. Madagascar.
Incorrect. It was Iceland. Another toss-up for both teams.
That makes
What
sense.
group of mammals, whose only extant member in North America is a Virginia opossum, keep their young in pouches?
Darn it.
Marsupials.
You are correct. And the toss-up, or excuse me, the bonus question for Roscommon: what phenomenon called spooky action at a distance by Albert Einstein occurs when the quantum states of two particles are linked?
Quantum entanglement?
Yeah, I would think so. Quantum entanglement.
That is correct. Toss-up for both teams. What law overrode the Missouri Compromise by allowing popular sovereignty to decide a state's position on slavery and was named for two territories?
Kansas, Nebraska Act.
You are correct.
Thank you.
I had it.
And the
Thank you.
bonus question. A novel by Hugh Lofting is named for what physician who learns to speak with animals and encounters a two-headed beast called the Push-Me-Pull-You?
Do not know.
The only thing I can think of is like that. Oh no, I
Answer?
can't.
No, okay, no answer.
Dr. Doolittle.
That's yeah.
And the bell signals the end of that kickoff round. Charlevoix currently has a lead of 60-30 over Roscommon. And up next, it's the Perfect 10. Teams, you'll have 60 seconds to answer questions from a choice of 3 clues to 3 categories. The opposing team will have 30 seconds to answer any unasked, incorrect, or skipped questions. You can consult throughout the entire round, and we're taking the answers from the captain. The team that's trailing gets the first choice to pick a clue to a category. And Roscommon, you're currently trailing, so you'll get your choice first for your 60 seconds. From your choice of these 3 clues: Tippy Top, Buckeye Blitz, and Here's Johnny.
I'd go with Stephen King.
All right.
Which clue do you want to go with?
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
It could also be people named Johnny.
Yes, that's probably what it is.
All right. From the clue, Here's Johnny, the category is John. Name these people who had or were commonly known by the given name John. Again, the category is John. Name these people who had or were commonly known by the given name John. And Roscommon, your perfect 10 with 60 seconds on the clock starts with this. Second president of the U.S.
John Adams.
Yeah, Adams.
Correct. Tycoon who founded Standard Oil.
John Rockefeller.
Rockefeller. Yeah.
Correct. Author of The Grapes of Wrath.
Oh, Steinbeck.
Correct. Husband of Yoko Ono, who wrote the song Imagine.
Lennon.
John Lennon.
That is correct. American folk hero and steel driving man.
Yeah.
Or Adams. No.
No.
John Henry.
John Henry. Yeah.
That is also correct. Canadian comic actor in Home Alone and Uncle Buck.
Oh, John. We'll just pass.
Okay.
First U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice.
John Hancock.
Incorrect. March composer of The Stars and Stripes Forever.
John Williams.
Go for it.
Williams.
Incorrect. Author of The World According to Garp and A Prayer for Owen Meany.
Oh no.
Bell signals the end of that round. We'll leave that one on the table. All right, Charlevoix, we come over to you with a chance to pick up on a couple of those that Roscommon could not get and potentially finish out the category. Your 30 seconds on the clock begins as we go back to Canadian comic actor in Home Alone and Uncle Buck.
Pass.
Pass. Yeah, pass.
First U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice.
Yeah, John Marshall.
Incorrect. March composer of The Stars and Stripes Forever.
Sousa.
John Sousa.
That is correct. Author of The World According to Garp and A Prayer for Owen Meany.
Anything?
No.
No.
All right. And finally, ornithologist. Oh, we did not get to that final. The first U.S. Supreme Court Justice was John Jay, and the Canadian comic actor we were looking for is John Candy. And also the author of The World According to Garp, we were looking for John Winslow Irving. And the last one was ornithologist and artist of the birds of America, John James Audubon. All right. Now, we go back to the Perfect 10 and shift over to you, Charlevoix, your chance for 60 seconds from your choice of either Tippy Top or Buckeye Blitz.
That's what I thought it was. Yeah. And I think Buckeye Blitz is like Ohio stuff. Yeah, so we do Tippy Top? Okay. Yep. Tippy Top.
Tippy Top. Your category is highest points. What mountain is the highest point in these countries? Again, from Tippy Top, we get to highest points. What mountain is the highest point in these countries? You'll have 60 seconds in the first crack at this, and we begin with this question. Japan.
Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji.
Correct. Greece.
Just pass.
Okay, pass.
The U.S.
McKinley?
Yeah, Mount McKinley.
Correct. Nepal.
Everest. Mount Everest.
That is correct. Tanzania. It's the highest point in Africa.
Mount Kilimanjaro.
Also correct. Canada.
Anything? Okay, pass.
France, with a name meaning white mountain.
Mont Blanc. Yeah. Mont Blanc.
That is correct. Australia.
I used to know this one. I don't know. Pass.
Pakistan, also the second tallest mountain in the world.
K2. K2.
Correct. New Zealand, named after a British explorer.
Anything? Mount Wellington.
Incorrect. Bell signals the end, and we are at the final question there. Roscommon, we will come back over to you with 30 seconds to try to steal some from this category. Again, the clue is Tippy Top, the category highest points. What mountain is the highest point in these countries? 30 seconds on the clock for you, Roscommon, as we begin with Greece.
I'm thinking Vesuvius? Huh?
Olympus or Vesuvius?
Sure, Olympus.
That is correct. Canada.
Sure, St. Helens.
Incorrect.
I don't think so. It's in Michigan.
France, Australia.
I don't, pass.
And finally, New Zealand, named after a British explorer.
Columbus.
Bell signals the end there. In Canada, that highest point is Mount Logan. In Australia, it is Mount Kosciuszko. And finally, in New Zealand, we were looking for Mount Cook. So at the end of the Perfect 10, Charlevoix is maintaining a lead. You're at 130. Roscommon is at 90. We still got 2 rounds to go. And up next, it's the home stretch. In the home stretch, we'll have a combination of toss-up and bonus questions. The team that correctly answers the toss-up question will get the opportunity to answer a single bonus question. Missed toss-up questions can be stolen, but there is no consulting on these questions. A correct toss-up question answer allows for a single follow-up bonus question. There's no stealing of the bonus questions, however, teams can confer, and we'll be taking those answers from the captain. An incorrect bonus answer means we'll head back to a toss-up question for both teams. Buzzers ready? Good luck. Here comes your first question. What French puppet government collaborated with Nazi Germany between 1940 and 1944?
Vichy, France.
That is correct. And your bonus question, what kind of function has its expedition terminate when it reaches a base case and, before that, may repeatedly call itself with different arguments?
You call it a loop?
Sure. Huh? A loop?
That is incorrect. We're looking for a recursive function or recursion. Toss up for both teams. The furthest point reached by a glacier is marked by a terminal example of what pile of debris deposited by glaciers?
Till. Glacier till.
That is incorrect. Roscommon?
An iceberg?
Incorrect. We're looking for the terminal moraines. Toss up for both teams. What author described a geopolitical great game in the novel Kim and wrote about Bagheera, a panther who helps raise Mowgli in the Jungle Book? Answer?
No.
Roscommon?
I don't know who wrote it.
No, I don't have it.
That is John Rudyard Kipling. Toss up for both teams. A metropolitan area in North Texas consists of Dallas, Fort Worth, and what other city which is home to Globe Life Field and AT&T Stadium?
Houston?
Incorrect. Roscommon for a guess?
Austin?
Incorrect. It's Arlington, Texas is what we were looking for. Toss up for both. In May 2024, what Supreme Court justice blamed his wife for flying an upside-down U.S. flag at his home in 2021?
Thomas?
That is incorrect. Roscommon?
MacArthur?
Incorrect. The justice with the flag dispute was Samuel Alito. Toss up for both. Players explore the fallen kingdom of Hollow Nest in what 2017 Team Cherry video game in which players fight enemies using a sword-like nail?
Hollow Knight?
That is correct. And your bonus question, what city is home to the Black Diamond National Library, is connected to Malmö, Sweden by the Öresund Bridge, and is the capital of Denmark?
Amsterdam?
Oh, it would be Amsterdam.
Amsterdam?
Incorrect. It's Copenhagen. What leader of the 1952 Free Officers' coup against King Farouk nationalized the Suez Canal and was succeeded as Egyptian president by Anwar Sadat?
Nasser?
That is correct. Gamal Abdul Nasser. And the bonus question, what commander of the Emin Pasha relief expedition arrived in Ujiji in 1871, completing his highly publicized search for the lost David Livingstone?
Looking for a commander.
Yeah, we got nothing.
We were looking for Henry Morton Stanley, or also known as John Rowlands. The bell signals the end of the round, and at the end of the home stretch, we've got a real tight game. Charlevoix, you are still in the lead, but it's now by 10 points, 130 to 120 as we get set for the final countdown. Should be an exciting finish to today's game. So let's get to it. It's the final countdown, and in this round, our teams will have 2 minutes to answer as many toss-up questions as they can. If a team misses a question, the opposing team has the opportunity to answer. Teams may not consult during this round. Get ready, good luck, and here comes your first question. What division in the rings of Saturn separates the A ring and B ring and is named after a 17th century Italian astronomer?
Galileo?
That is incorrect.
Cassini?
That is correct. What element's atoms form the cross links created in vulcanization, the bridges formed by cysteine residues in proteins, and a yellowish solid?
Hydrogen.
That is incorrect. Roscommon, with a guess?
Sulfur?
That is correct. What British archaeologist told Lord Carnarvon he saw wonderful things after uncovering and first peering into the tomb of Tutankhamun? Next question, what author whose attributed works are cataloged in the Perry Index was supposedly a slave who created The Lion and the Mouse and other fables?
Aristotle?
That's incorrect. Charlevoix with a guess?
Aesop?
That is correct. Toss up for both again. Horace Giddens has a heart attack, but his scheming wife Regina does nothing to help him in The Little Foxes, a play by what American author?
Miller?
Incorrect. Charlevoix with a guess. And we move on. What team whose players include Jalen Suggs and a 2023 NBA Rookie of the Year?
The Magic.
That is correct. Thorium and Neptunium belong to what set of radioactive elements that lie below the lanthanides on the periodic table?
Actinides.
That is correct. What artist whose namesake prize was awarded to Veronica Ryan in 2022 for her work in contemporary British art? And Bell signals the end of the round. We can't get to an answer there. We wrap up the game in a tie. At the end of the final countdown, we will settle this final countdown in today's Quiz Central with a tie break. Let's go over the missed answers first of all. And the British archaeologist was Howard Carter. And Horace Giddens with a heart attack, and the wife who did nothing, shame on her, Lillian Florence Hellman. And those were the ones that stumped both. Our tie at 150 means this game will be decided in overtime. Okay, teams, in overtime, I'll have a toss-up question for both of you. The first player to ring in will have a chance to answer. An incorrect answer means the opposing team will have a chance to answer. Now, both teams answer incorrectly. We'll go back to another toss-up question until we have a correct answer and a winner. Everybody breathe. Teams, hands on the buzzers as we enter overtime. All right, players, good luck. We begin with this. In what state did ranked choice votes reallocated from Nick Begich help Democrat Mary Peltola win a 2022 special election against Sarah Palin?
Hawaii?
That is incorrect. Chance to steal for the game.
Washington?
Incorrect. We were looking for Alaska.
Oh, it was the other one.
We remain deadlocked at 150 apiece, and we move on to another. We'll turn up the air conditioning and lower the heat in the studio. Next tiebreak question. What NFL player who, as a rookie in 2021, broke Chad Johnson's franchise record for receiving yards in a season, plays for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Jamar Chase.
That is correct. Owing for Roscommon. It is indeed Jamar Anthony Chase, who catches all those passes from Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
There we go, boys.
Well, that is something that gets the heart racing just a little bit. Congratulations to both teams on a fabulous game. Let's hear it for all of our players here today. And with that, Roscommon, congratulations. Jamar Chase is now your favorite player. Thank you, Charlevoix, for a great game today. Roscommon, you will be moving on, and we will see them again and see all of you coming up very soon the next time we play Quiz Central here on WCMU. And have a great night, everybody.